Testing, testing, 1, 2. Thank you for attending this Shortcuts webinar. This is Set and Forget Marketing 101. I'm going to give this just a few moments and let some of the people that had signed up wander in. Thank you for attending. My name is Noah Valladolid. If you have any questions, you may notice that your audio has been muted or your microphone has been muted. So just make sure if you have a question on the right side of your screen on your GoToMeeting toolbar, you should have a chat option. So if you have any questions, go ahead and just type in the message. We will have some time at the end to do some review. Otherwise, you will always have the ability to just email us and we can get back to you later. So again, I'm just going to give this a few moments and then we're going to begin our Set and Forget Marketing 101 webinar. Okay, I think everybody that is joining us is in, and anybody that missed this or anybody that's coming in late, you will have the ability to review this webinar on our website. Of course, every webinar we present, we always make a copy of it and have it available for your review later that day, if not later this week. So just to begin, again, my name is Noah. I'll be your presenter, and this is Set and Forget Marketing 101 from Shortcuts. So just a reminder, during this webinar, it's going to be about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. We will have a little time at the end for questions and answers. Your speakers must be turned on to hear this webinar, of course. So I'm actually speaking right now, and you may notice that there is a button on the right side of your toolbar that's flashing to let you know that you need to turn on your audio. So my microphone is on, everybody else has been muted, and we will be taking any questions if you use the chat box during the presentation or at the very end. Okay? With that out of the way, what are our goals for today? So our outcomes. So we want to make sure that you know all of the specific configuration options that we have in Set and Forget. Because when you're sending emails out to your clients, you want to make sure that you have some consistency. So we want to make sure that you're able to confirm your company details, your campaign settings. And once you do this, you are going to start seeing some consistency between your messages. So we want to make sure you're familiar with how to work with the drag and drop templates that we have, how to make copies of existing campaigns. So if you had a really nice campaign that you sent out last summer, it's very easy to copy that campaign, change a few details, and resend it out for your clients. So we want to make sure that you know the difference between a template and a campaign. And there is a big difference, and sometimes the customers that are using Set and Forget the difference. We want to make sure that you're familiar with using templates, creating campaigns, how to set up those campaigns, how do you send a test so that you send yourself a test to review it before you activate it for your clients. And of course, how to read your marketing data on any of your campaigns and how to measure what's called a return on investment. So let's begin. So if later today or later this week you're working on an email campaign, we want to make sure that you have company details set correctly. So where do you go in GCast? If you log into GCast, on the top left corner of the GCast menu bar, there's going to be a little button that says Admin. So we'll want you to go into the Admin button, and on the left side, on the top left side, there's going to be what's called the profile. Your second link is going to say Update Company Details. Before you start any campaigns, we always recommend make sure your company details are correct. Once you're on that page, you'll notice that you have some standard information. What is your business name? Do you have a particular industry that you're in? Are you salon, spa, barbershop? So what are those particular industries that you're working on? Hair services, aesthetics, nail services? And then underneath that, there's a little space that says description. Now, the reason that we have business name and description, this is very important. In our templates, we actually have fields that are automatically populated. So you'll see something that appears in a bracket, and it will say company name. So you don't have to type the name of your salon or your studio or your barbershop every time. It will automatically populate based on what your business name is. And then there's a second automatic field that can be entered, and that's company description. So for example, in our test salon, it's actually Angel's Test Salon. So that's the name of the business, Angel's Test Salon. And immediately after, had I put in a description such as the community's favorite salon 4 years running. So every time you send out an email, it will automatically say, Angel's Test Salon, the community's favorite salon 4 years running. Or if you have some other slogan or tagline, you're welcome to put that on the description. And then underneath that, what's your contact email? What's your phone number? Do you have a website? Again, on our templates, there are places for this information to automatically be filled in. So as long as you have it available, go ahead and fill in these fields. And down at the bottom, what's your actual physical address? So when somebody gets a copy of your email, it's always nice to know how do they get to the salon. So make sure you have all of those details filled in. So remember, the more you have in here, the easier it is for the templates to fill in your data. So now let's take a look at the next place. So we're still on the admin tab. If you press that admin button on the top left corner of your GCast browser bar, on the left side we're under profile. The other thing that you have are what are called site preferences. So what are site preferences? What's the difference between company details and site preferences? Company details hold your basic contact information, the name of the business, phone number, website, physical address. Site preferences correspond to where do your emails come from. At the top of your site preferences, there's a place that says campaign settings. There's a little tab. When you press that, it's going to ask you, what is your campaign from name? What is your campaign reply to name? So in this case, every time you create a template, every time you send an email, it says that this email, and again in our case, it's coming from Angel's Test Salon. But in your case, it can be the particular name or the particular name of your business and the street that you're on in case you have multiple locations. So this way clients, if you have multiple locations, they realize which site is sending them the specific email. So campaign from name, campaign reply to name. Make sure you put a name there. And then if you have an email for each particular business, make sure that you put that in the campaign from and the campaign reply to name. So in some cases you may have an email like do not contact at Angel's Test Salon or front desk at Angel's Test Salon. Whatever that email is, go ahead and fill it in. Near the very bottom of that same page, there's a section that says, what are your social media links? So Facebook Connect, Twitter, LinkedIn, Tumblr, YouTube, Pinterest. The more of these you have filled in, the easier it is to use our drag and drop templates and have all of your social media contacts populated. So when you have a moment, if you haven't already created a Facebook page or an Instagram page, these are becoming more and more important for every business. So the higher profile you are on social media, the easier it is for clients and for search engines to find you. So make sure that you go to your site preferences and that you fill in all of your social media links at the bottom of the page. Of course, every page that you go to, at the bottom of the screen, make sure you press the Save button. Okay, let's go to the next page. So drag and drop. This is a brand new format that we have when you're creating email campaigns. Previously, we had pre-formatted HTML templates. You could change basic things like the pictures that are on there, the fonts that are on there, some of the colors that are on there. But some of the people that work with the templates, they didn't necessarily like the layout, the position of the pictures or the text. So what we have in GCast are brand new drag and drop templates. And the nice thing about this is that you get to choose what the placement of the pictures or the text is. You get to choose what are the particular colors in the background or in the border. So there's much more flexibility on our brand new drag and drop screen. So if you're in GCast and you press create a new campaign, or if you press campaign manager, then it'll take you to a place that lets you choose our drag and drop layout. So once you're in the drag and drop screen, what exactly can you do? Well, the way I always explain it to people is that the screen is technically split in half. On the left side of the screen, it will be a preview of how does your email look? How are you assembling it? On the right side will be the tools that allow you to place tiles or to edit the information that's in each side. So remember, preview on the left, you actually make your changes on the right. So in this case, we have an image tile. And what we do is on the right side, let's say the first thing I want to have is my company logo, my company banner on the very top of the email. I'll press the Layout tab and I'll drag and drop one of the image buttons from the right to the left. Once it's there, you'll notice that image button says Browse. So this is where I can click on it and I can search for a picture. Perhaps I have a picture on my desktop that I want to upload, or I have a picture in a certain folder. I'll be able to choose that and select that as the picture in the campaign. Now, when I choose the picture, it gets saved into your image gallery. So you can actually upload pictures ahead of time. If you have pictures for summer campaigns, holiday campaigns, winter campaigns, you can always go into GCast and pre-populate your image gallery. Not only that, you have the ability to create subfolders in your image gallery. So rather than just dragging a bunch of pictures into GCast, you can create a folder. These are my summer campaigns. These are my winter specials. These are my holiday campaigns. And place those specific images in the folder. That way everything works out. Now I'm checking on the right side. I don't seem to have any questions yet. If anybody does have a question, go ahead and just mark in the chat question and I'll pause where I'm at. Okay, I'm going to continue. So remember, when you're working with drag and drop, preview on the left, changes on the right. And the first thing we always advise, when you're starting a template, whether you choose one of ours or one of your own from scratch, always put your company logo at the top, front and center. That is your branding. That is the first thing that people see. So then when you need to edit text, the same rules apply. If you drag and drop a text block from the right to the left, when you click in the center of that text block, then GCast will allow you to edit the text. And if you notice, the editor on the right side of the screen changes automatically when you click on a particular row. So on our test, we put in a Peppermint Park logo. If I click that picture, Peppermint Park, I'll be able to change it to a different picture. And now I want to put in some sort of introductory sentence. So I click in the middle of that text block on the left, and if you notice on the right side, I now have the ability to edit the text or the message that I want to put in for the client. In that text block, you have all of the basic features that you can have whenever you're composing an email. So you can choose the style of font, the size of font. You can choose the alignment, left, right, or center. You can indent it. You can change the color of the text. So all of the basic things you can do in an email, you can do here. But if you notice the bottom row of tools, we actually have something special here. The first button says Personalize Field on that bottom row of tools. What Personalize Field does is it allows you to insert information that was captured from shortcuts. So for example, one of the items may be given name. And what the given name is the customer's first name. So if you want to create a custom message for every client, you can insert from Personalize Field the customer's given name. So we could start our email with hi, put in their given name. So it'll say, hi Noah, hi Sarah, hi Steve. Whoever it is now has a personalized message. And then not only can you put in customers' information from the personalized field, remember all of those company settings we had done just a moment ago? The company name, the phone number, the website, the physical address? That's also under personalized field. So as you're typing out your message, you put something like, be sure to call us at, you can choose the personalized field and insert the phone number for your business without having to type it out each time. You can choose your address, your city, your state, province, or zip code, and just put it right in there from personalized field. Pretty neat, right? So we love that flexibility in our drag and drop templates. So links and dividers. So we never advise that you should just have one solid block of information because you may lose the client. If you're introducing a new stylist, you're introducing a promotion, you actually have a lot of information. Perhaps you're creating a newsletter when you're working on your email campaign. You want to break up some of that information. So if you notice on the right side, our first tab, layout, this is where we drag and drop our text or our picture blocks. One of those blocks is divider. So what you would do, in this case, we have our connect, our social media links, but we want to keep that separate from our share links, Facebook, Twitter, or email. Now, what's the difference between those two buttons? Connect actually points to your own social media buttons, while share, those buttons actually point to the client's own social media pages. So when a customer gets a copy of this email, if they want to share it on their Facebook page or they want to share it with their Twitter followers, when they press those buttons at the bottom, it will take them to their own page. So maybe you're sending customers an announcement, hey, this special, we're having a special on series this weekend. So if the customer is really excited about this and thinks they have a few friends that like to know about it, they can press the share button and let them know on Facebook. Now, to separate those two, just so the clients know, we can always insert a divider. So whether you're separating links, pictures, or text from the right side, you can drag the button that says divider from the right to the left and just put a little bit of space in between those rows. That divider, you can change the color of the divider. You can change the width of the divider. To do that, you would go to the Styling tab on the top right side. So styling is what controls the colors for your dividers and for your rows. So keep that in mind if you want it to have a little bit more space there. All right, and I see there are still no questions, so I'll continue to the next portion. Copying a template. So in GCast, if you had a really great campaign and you want to just change a few details and reuse it, you can always choose to copy a template. And to do this, you would go to the Campaign Manager. That's the button on the top left corner of your screen. Once you're there, your third option is to copy a template. You can copy active templates. You can copy completed campaigns. So it's up to you to choose what you want to copy. And you can search through your entire history. So let's look at creating a campaign from our template library. When you log into GCast and when you go to the Campaign Manager, the largest collection of templates is going to be located under the Shortcuts Software Administration template library. Once you're there, you're going to see templates for birthdays, we miss you. You'll also see templates for referrals, welcome. So we advise go through the templates. If it's a holiday template you want to use or if it's a newsletter template, you're welcome to select one from the Shortcuts template library and then press the Edit button underneath it so that you can customize it for yourself. Okay, so on our templates, always start with the Shortcuts Software Administration template library. So what good are sending out emails? What good are sending out campaigns if you have no way of tracking them or finding out how successful they were? So for example, we want to create some sort of special. We have a stylist that's brand new, and in order to entice customers to visit her, we're going to offer 20% off facials with Sarah. Well, what happens in GCast, you can create what's called a promotion code. And then you tell GCast, this promotion code has a certain code, I'm going to call it 20% off facial. And in Shortcuts, I can attach that promotion code to a discount. So when the client shows me their email on their phone, or if they print up their email and they actually bring you a physical copy, during their service, you're able to give them a discount at the point of sale, and Shortcuts will actually record some information. It will recognize who was the client, what promotion code did they use, what was the value of their discount, what was the total that the customer spent that day. And what happens is Shortcuts helps GCast generate a report. You'll find out what was your return on investment on this particular campaign. So if you're creating something for birthdays, referrals, we miss yous, and in this case, we were creating a special on a service, you always want to create a promotion code in GCast first and then attach it to a discount reason in Shortcuts. And we'll review how to do that in just a little bit. So your campaign manager. If you want to see how many messages are actually being sent from each campaign, how many clients are clicking on them, opening them, how many are being bounced back because perhaps you have a bad email or perhaps the email was entered incorrectly in your system, you have what's called a campaign manager. And if you notice on your top row of tools in GCast, on the top left corner, the second button, Campaign Manager. When you press that, at the bottom of the screen, there's a blue button, a blue tile, and it says Search History. When you press Search History, GCast will refresh, and at the bottom of the screen, you'll see every campaign that you've been in the process of creating, activating, or have completed. And it'll give you your statistics. So in this case, we created a welcome email, which sent out to clients that had visited us, and this email was sent out to go to those clients that had visited us for the very first time. So in this case, as of January, we had sent out 220, and of those, 120 were open. That's a 54% open rate, which is very, very good. Whenever you're sending out email campaigns, don't be disheartened by low percentage numbers, because anything technically above 30% is actually very good. Most clients, they get emails, they ignore who sent it, they ignore what it's about, they just delete it. But anything above a 30% open rate is considered actually good for marketing. So our 50% open rate for our welcome email is exceptional. So we always advise, go ahead and set up a welcome email for all your new clients. That way, they're more likely to return for that second visit or that third visit and become lifelong customers, knowing that you're the very first person that's reaching out to them to thank them for their visit. So again, Campaign Manager. Keep track of who's actually opening or bouncing back the messages. Also in GCast, you have a campaign summary. When you're reviewing that, there is a button in GCast called Campaign Information. This is where it will give you breakdown, general information. When was this campaign created? When was it activated? And this report, when was it generated? So you actually have a history. Who's going in here? Who's building campaigns? Who's sending them out? In case you have a manager or an assistant that's responsible for this, you can always keep track of any information that they're pulling or generating in GCast. And in that summary, what are the things that you're looking for? So you're looking for your trends. Approximately, when are clients opening the emails? When are they responding to them? When are they clicking the links in your messages? So in this case, This particular campaign that went out, this welcome email, we had a lot of clients that at the end of the day started opening their emails, started checking their messages. So keep that in mind. Some customers may like to open emails early in the morning or late in the evening, and it's not the same across the industry. Different communities, different areas, different cities have different habits. So keep an eye on your campaign summary and see approximately when should you send out your campaign. All right. And I'll pause for a moment. I'll check to see if there are any questions on the chat side. I do not see any, so I'll continue. So then, what was our breakdown in our campaign summary? So we sent out almost 3,000, well, that's generous, over 2,500 messages. And of those messages, how many were opened? How many opted out? How many bounced? So in our case, for this second campaign we were working on, we didn't hit that 50%. We didn't even hit that 30%, but we got pretty close. We were at 23%. So 600 customers opened it. So I'll look at this information. I'll ask myself, okay, if I had to create another version of this campaign or review it for sending it in the future, what would I change? Would I change the value of the discount I offered? Would I change my wording? Would I change when I send out my message? So keep an eye on your campaign summary. They'll not only tell you how this current campaign worked out, but they will help you plan for the next campaign. And again, a little bit more of a breakdown on this campaign. How many clicked on particular links? How many opted out? And even your social activity. How many clients actually clicked on like or share for this particular campaign? How many retweeted the message that you had sent out? So in GCast, not only do you have the ability to send out an email, you can send out a social media follow-up message. Because remember, the people that follow you on Facebook, you may not necessarily have their email in shortcuts. So in order to reach these clients, when this email goes out, you want to make sure that Facebook sends out a blast to all your Facebook followers as well. And the message can be short and simple, such as, be sure to check your inbox because we have an event. We have a special promotion this weekend. The same rules apply for Twitter. You may not have everybody's email in shortcuts, but you have followers on Twitter, and you want to let them know about your promotions. So keep an eye on your social media. So then our summaries. The links that the customers clicked on, whether they went to your Facebook page, whether they visited your actual company page or one of your online booking or social media pages. Keep an eye on that campaign summary. You'll see which pages do your clients tend to click on. So in this particular campaign, we had a lot more clients that were interested in our Facebook page than our company page. And then the second most popular was our online booking page. So just follow the trends. If your customers tend to focus more on Facebook, give them more Facebook options or icons in your campaign. And the big thing, return on investment. So how do you know if your emails are working? How do you know if they're successful? Again, it's important that you create what's called a promotion code in GCast first. So think about your 5 most important campaigns. Your welcome email, the very first thing that a customer gets. Are you going to entice the customer to plan their second visit by offering them a coupon after their first visit? So think about creating a welcome email. Think about creating a we miss you email. There's actually 2 versions of the we miss you email that you could create. The first one can be a friendly reminder, a time to see you again. So maybe it's been 4 weeks or 5 weeks since the customer last visited, and it's about time that they schedule their follow-up. So you can create an email, no coupons attached, and just say, hey, it's been a few weeks since we've had you back. Here's our link for online booking. We look forward to seeing you again. Now, if the customer ignores that message, you can create a variation on it, an actual We Miss You campaign. And in this We Miss You campaign, perhaps you're going to offer them a coupon. Maybe it's for a service discount. Maybe it's off a popular product. So the customer may ignore your time to see you email, and then a few more weeks pass. Then GCast will send them another automatic message, but this time it entices them to return with a coupon. So you'll have a welcome email, and we advise 2 different versions of the We Miss You. The 4th possible email that you could create is a referral campaign, so that every time a client refers a new customer to you, you may want to give the customer that did the referral some sort of promotion, some sort of discount. So then Shortcuts and GCast will track how successful are these campaigns. And the 5th one, the 5th possible campaign that you would want to create that has some sort of coupon with it would be a birthday campaign. So every time it's somebody's birthday, perhaps a few days or if not a week before their birthday, they get a coupon that says, we look forward to your visit on your birthday. Here's a coupon for X amount off your service. So those are 5 campaigns, 4 of which you can actually have GCast generate a return on investment report for you. And these are campaigns that can automatically be set up so that they just go out whenever there's a referral or whenever a client hasn't visited you in a certain amount of time. If you need practice setting up those campaigns, if you don't have those campaigns running, we actually have a tutorial video series in our Learning Center on our automated marketing. How do you set up that birthday campaign? How do you create that promotion code? So if at any point you want to pause this webinar and then go ahead and set up those emails, you're welcome to do that. Okay, so let's continue. So that actually takes us to the end of the presentation. So we've looked at the basic setup. Before you even start to build your campaign, before you start to put in pictures, put in text, you want to make sure you update your company details and your campaign settings so that there's consistency between every one of those messages. We looked a little bit at how to create and how to save a drag and drop template. So you can create your own custom template if you're not happy with what Shortcuts has. So you're welcome to insert your own images, your own pictures, your own wording. And you can always do a hybrid solution. Choose one of the Shortcuts templates and customize it for yourself. Eliminate a row, eliminate a picture if you don't need it. So there's ultimate flexibility there. You can copy any existing template from the Shortcuts library or from your own library, change a few details, and save it so that you can use it in the future. A template and a campaign, those are different. A template stays in the template library, whether it's the Shortcuts template library or your particular salon, spa, or barbershop template collection. Those messages, you can delete the templates, you can edit the templates, and it's sort of like having something you can copy from, literally a template. So when you're ready to make that message go live, that's when you would press the link in your editor that says, use this campaign. When you do that, you're not actually making that template go live, you're making a copy of that template, and that is called a campaign. So that campaign, you can change the text and you can change the pictures and you can change the links in your campaign, and that campaign will not affect the original template. So keep that in mind. When you say use this template and you're ready to activate it for your customers, any changes you do to that campaign will never affect your original template. So just remember that. If there's something critical, make all of your edits on your original template before you use them. And then how to set up a campaign, send a test. So in GCast, you choose the day, you choose the time, you choose which clients you're going to send it to. One of your options is status. You can send a test to yourself before you decide to activate the campaign. And remember, there is a fail-safe here. If you ever forget to activate the campaign, the message will never send itself automatically. So if you had a campaign scheduled to go out tomorrow or Friday, things got very busy at the salon, and you didn't get a chance to review it, that's okay. The message hasn't gone live until you tell GCast to activate the campaign. And then how do you read your marketing data? So in your campaign manager, you can look at your return on investment. You can see a breakdown for when were your popular times to send out the message. You can see which were the social media or business or online booking links that your customers clicked on. What was most important to them? And what should you be focusing on for your next campaign? And of course, how to measure your return on investment. So plan ahead. Don't just think about the next holiday, the next event, the next special occasion. Plan an entire year's worth of campaigns. Create promotion codes in GCast. Once you create a promotion code and you attach it to a message, you can create a discount reason in Shortcuts that you can attach that promotion code to. So then Shortcuts and GCast work together to generate a return on investment report. And again, if you need help setting up those discount reasons, setting up those promotion codes, we have complete step-by-step videos on our Learning Center. So feel free to visit our community page, look at our automated marketing under our Smart Setup, and just review birthday templates, we miss you templates, welcome emails. Create your promotion codes, follow along, and then you'll be able to track the success and what needs to be changed on those campaigns as you follow them throughout a few months, if not a few years. Well, that takes us to our question and answer session, and I'll give it just a moment. On the right side, I'm checking the chat log, and it looks like I'm not getting any questions. So just to let you know, we do have some upcoming webinars. So the next one we'll be doing here is how to set up, use, and promote your app. And that's for any clients that have the My Salon app, My Spa app, My Barber app from Shortcuts. So how do you customize it? How do you make it personal just for your particular location? So we'll review this, and if you don't already have the app, be sure to reach out to your campaign manager, and not necessarily your campaign manager, your account manager here at Shortcuts, and they'll tell you a little bit about the app that we offer for your customers. All right, so you can always register for our next webinar. We're always online. And if you want to see a library of previous presentations, they're always available in our webinar collection. So if you missed the previous one, or if you want to get caught up, go ahead and check out our library. And again, I had mentioned our Learning Center videos. So these are all brand new videos. If you need a refresher on working with the appointment book or working with configuration, some basic things in Shortcuts, actually not just basic things, but just about everything you can do in Shortcuts, you can learn from our Learning Center videos. How to work with our smart online services, how to create your GCast campaigns, your promotion codes. So we have videos for that. Feel free to review those. And if you have a front desk manager or certain team members that you want to share the videos with, they're welcome to view them on our Shortcuts webpage. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. You have our email, education@shortcuts.net. You can always ask questions on our Facebook page and we'll respond. And of course, you can always visit our webpage and find out more about the services that we offer. Well, my name's Noah. Thank you for attending this presentation, and we look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day.